Fantastic morning to one and all. I'm not sure who's going to be listening or watching. But 1 minute here. This is live. Okay, so, as I say, everything happens as it should, when it should. And for some reason, I wanted to go live a lot, but because this camera doesn't broadcast live, I couldn't do it. But then I realized this camera does, the one that's shooting right now. And what's good about that, what's fantastic about that, is you can call me on this phone, which is my WhatsApp number, 502-5531-8892, and we could have a dialogue. If you're looking for some advice or some jokes or some stories, call in. I'll tell me what you've been liking about the Be Fantastic philosophy and what I've been doing. As you might know, tomorrow, each Monday, the Complete Guide to Happiness airs, and I've been interviewing my ambassadors. What I'm doing is to make my life easy, because that's what your goal in life should be, is to make your life easy. I'm having a little fantastic bread, butter, and honey with my coffee. I found this fantastic bread. Oh my gosh. It's $6.50 quetzales, which is not even $1. It's a big loaf like this, and it's fantastic. So, what was I saying? This is live, so. Oh, the podcast. It's Sunday morning here in Antigua. Hope you're joining me for a cup of coffee and some conversation. Podcast is called The Complete Guide to Happiness. And that's what we're here for, to be happy. And I want you to be happy. And I'm making a lot of people happy with my advice. And it's rewarding to hear their stories. But the interviews, because, I have over 6,900 ambassadors now. 9,600. A little dyslexic there. And if I interview one a day or one a week, it's going to take me 182 years to interview them all. That is so good. 502-5531-8892. So, what I do is open the show with a monologue, talk about whatever's on my mind, all positive. Actually, this channel here you're watching, it's always positive information. But the podcast, I'm opening it up. You want to talk religion, talk religion. You want to talk politics, talk politics. You want to talk business, talk business. So it's a little bit different format. A lot different format, I should say. But this one here is always about positivity and kindness and loving yourself. You've got to love yourself. It's so important. And there's too many people who live for other people. Well, I did want to talk about something today. It comes to me in the middle of the night. Fame and fortune. I've talked about it before, but so many people want fame or fortune. And you got to be careful what you wish for in life, because fame and fortune is not something that you want. I know billionaires and I know celebrities. And actually, I was going to do a little Google today on how many famous people killed themselves, how many celebrities killed themselves, and how many rich people killed themselves. Make a little list, because Robin Williams, I know right off the top, was a big celebrity, very successful, killed himself. Money does not buy you happiness. Money, it can be a prison, because let's say you're well, I mean, good example. I guess Trump's not a good example because someone who's got a lot of money and has a lot of corporations, has a lot of responsibility. Well, let's take a celebrity, a big celebrity. They can't just say, I don't want to make any more films because they've got publicists that are relying their careers on them, managers, agents. So many people are relying on them to keep working so they can make money. And then they have contracts, you know, picture deal with the studio. They can't just say, nah, I'm tired, I need to chill, you know. They can't because so many people are relying on them to work. And when you're a celebrity, you can't go out in the public, you know. I mean, Michael Jackson was a great example. He couldn't go out in public. He had to wear masks and disguises. And that's not a life that you want to live, you know. I mean, my good friend Barry Gordy, he's up in 10 acres on top of Los Angeles in Bel Air, and it's a beautiful state. I mean, come on, tennis court, pools, and really, I had some fantastic times with Barry. But you know, he's a prisoner in his 10 acres in Bel Air, if you want to call that a prison, you know. Excuse me. I just felt like going live with the new setup. I should probably tell people I'm going to go live, so maybe they can call in, or I can call other people too. That's how it works, both ways, you know. Okay, it's a note from someone. Okay, that's good news. I was just wondering if I could call someone. You know, it's what is it? 6:30 Sunday morning, and I've been getting up quite early lately because a lot of my ambassadors are in Africa and all around the world. Fame and fortune. I ask a lot of people what would make them happy. Most of them say that a lot of money. You know, a lot of people won the lottery, and the statistics show 70% regretted it. Money buys you lots of nice things. Things will make you happy. Things can bring joy. I mean, I was happy to have some yachts in my life. They say the two best days in a yachtsman's life or a boater's life is the day they buy their boat and the day they sell their boat. Because boat stands, acronym is break out another 1,000. Because whenever something goes wrong, it usually costs about $1,000, about $1,000. I got lots of great boating stories. I used to in Marina Del Rey, I had when I had my big boat, a 65-foot Angel motor yacht. I was the 12th closest boat to the ocean, Pacific Ocean, out of 6,000 boats. There was a private dock of 12, but it was right at the edge of the marina, and it was the best spot to watch the fireworks for 4th of July or Christmas or what have you. And I used to take my dinghy, the small boat, out and catch lobsters. Get some nice cold beers, chop up some fish, get the nets, go out there, and they crawl at night. They call them bugs. So you go out just when the sun's setting, and you take the dinghy out there, and you just drift. You drop the nets, and you usually have a little lighted line to the net and a little float on top with a little light, so you know where your traps are. And have a beer, relax. 15-20 minutes later, give or take, pull it up, and hopefully you've got some snappers. And when you pull it up, and one time there was 5, and they're not happy about this. And I'd call my wife, boil the water, I'm coming home, got some lobsters. Great times, fantastic times. And the season is just, I think it starts in October and goes for 4 or 5 months. And the day one of the season, because everyone's been waiting for the season to open, is really chaotic. And people are really stupid and mean. Oh my gosh. It's violent out there because it's the most expensive, one of the most expensive things you can pull out of the ocean. Lobsters. Delicious though. I once had a dinner for 34 people on the yacht. I caught all the lobster myself. I'd catch it, of course, and freeze it. Lobster tails. So we served lobster tails and filet mignon for 34 friends on the yacht. That was quite a party. I had lots of parties on that yacht. No, it's a fantastic times. But people say, you miss your yacht? You miss your kids? You miss this? If you miss something, that means you're living in the past. When I tell my stories, it's kind of good to reminisce and think about the past and the fantastic life I've had. But missing things, I think, is a negative thing. You know, do I miss my kids? I'd like to see them, you know, but they don't call me, so they don't miss me, obviously. If they miss me, they'd be calling me, I think. I never had a granddad. They never had a granddad. So I really don't know what it's like to have or be a granddad. Another story. Anyway, I got some quotes I've been writing down because for the podcast I like to open up with quotes, but this is not the podcast. So let me just read a couple quotes that I've written down for an upcoming episode. Billy Joey, I guess I thought it was Billy Joel, but the guy's name is Billy Joey. He wrote, "Misery might love company." You heard those saying, misery loves company. And speaking of which, you know, if you have a negative friend, get rid of them. If you have a negative thought, delete it. Negative people, negative thinking are cancerous to your health. So I highly recommend you get rid of negativity in your life. Because misery loves company. Negative people love to drag you down with them. And it's easier to be miserable and a failure than it is to be successful and happy. It really is easy. Because you can blame everybody. God, I love that word blame. Actually, I hate the word blame. I'm being facetious. Because everything has to have a blame. Why do we always, it's his fault, it's her fault, it's their fault. Man, the blame. You have to blame everything. And people blame everything's wrong with them on everything and everyone but themselves. Typically, the blame is to you. So Billy Joey said, "Misery might love company, but so does joy, and joy throws much better parties." That's a great quote. Someone calling me? Come on, someone. Give me a call, someone. It's early. I mean, it's 7:30 in the morning in Antigua, which means it's earlier in Los Angeles. And then I usually put a quote on, if you've been following my quotes on all my hundreds of WhatsApp groups around the world. And I always add one of my quotes, because I'm a philosopher, self-made, proclaimed philosopher, but I have some good philosophies. I've got thousands of testimonials to attest to that. And my quote, of course, was, "Avoid negative people like the plague. They will infect you." That's not bad. It's a little twist on my other saying there. So this is a text that just came in from Adwin Safoa in Ghana. Oh, that much better picture. So I'm asking everyone for their headshot for the show, because I do one person a week. And Edwin sent that in just now. I said, well, he shot from below. I said, no, shoot from level. Put a smile on your face. He didn't have a smile. Put a smile on your face. Smiling is so important, everyone. You know, and when you say the word fantastic, it forces you to smile. You know, when you take a picture, everyone says, say cheese, because cheese forces you to smile. Smile releases endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin, which release stress, anxiety, and depression. Smile makes you look fantastic and feel fantastic. So I told him, go out, do it tomorrow in the sunlight or more light on your face, because he's a black man, so he's really dark. And he took a dark, it was like this. from down below in the dark. So I was thinking, come on. Oh yeah, you know what, dude? Let me do this. Watch this. This is funny because I interviewed him. Let's see what happens. I interviewed him. He's coming up in a couple weeks. His interview. Great guy. Lives in a little village in Ghana, and I'm trying to help him get a water well. So if you want to donate $500 to a water well, his village will love you. So Mary Lou Retton, she was that gymnast, if I remember correctly. She wrote, "Optimism is a happiness magnet. If you stay positive, good things and good people will be drawn to you." That's completely true because I am the total optimist. I am possibly and practically the most positive person on the planet. And I attract the most amazing people, 9,600 plus so far, of positive, mostly positive. I'm trying to get them to all be positive, obviously. Some people need positive words and information and advice and direction. But yeah, so it's being and kindness is the same thing. If you're kind, you'll attract kind people. And I've been attracting kind people for 5 years on the road here. So my quote along with that is thinking positive, knowing it will be fantastic, manifests results. Manifestation. If you understand how powerful the mind is, and it's amazing. It can alter the weather. I mean, they've proven with enough people, and actually ufologists do this, enough people concentrated on the same thing. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. It happens. It's amazing. The mind is so powerful. Okay. This is just a regular quote. Two regular ones, not attributed to anyone. Happy are those who take life day by day. As a famous philosopher said, live every day as though it's your last, because one day it will be. And that's not a negative thing, that's just thinking for the day. I mean, yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. Try to get as much as you can out of each day. Don't rely on other people trying to make you happy either. Make yourself happy. Complain very little. Okay, let me start over again. Happy people are those who take life day by day, complain little, and are thankful for the small things in life. Pull over and watch the sunset. I mean, it's going to take you a couple minutes to watch it. It goes down pretty quick. Stop and smell the roses. You know, take your shoes and socks off and walk on the lawn every once in a while, at least once a day, because it's called grounding or earthing, and it's very, very important to do that. The little things in life, you know, are so important, and people take them for granted, and people ignore them, and finally you get 50 to 60 and you're going to retire, and you finally realize how important the day is and how many little things you missed out on. I give a lot of advice, and one of my advices is to people that are chasing money so desperately that they lose their days. And their wife divorces them, and their kids hate them because they weren't there, and they're so busy chasing money. Of course, conversely, if you don't make enough money, your wife will divorce you and your kids will hate you because you didn't give them the things they want. So there's a happy medium of not killing yourself for money, enjoying the love you have of your wife because she married you for you, not for your money, and vice versa. Okay, let's see, we got another one here. Oh, Leonardo DiCaprio. You heard of him from the Titanic, and what a successful actor that guy is. He needs to be an ambassador of kindness. Everyone's kind. A lot of people are kind. They're just not part of our community yet. Because to be part of our community, you have to agree to three things, three commitments. Be kind to yourself, be kind to all others, and be kind to our Mother Earth. It's not a big thing to ask. The 10 Commandments are, most people can't remember them. There's a book called The Four Agreements, which is a pretty phenomenal book, very successful, but it's tough to remember four. Actually, the 3 commitments to kindness used to be 4. And the 4th was say kind words, because words matter, words have power. The word fantastic is amazing. and because it makes you smile, and it's an act of kindness to tell someone that they look fantastic, or they did a fantastic job, or have a fantastic day. It's a magical word that really has a lot of power. So we're 70% water. They've proven with the Kyoto Water Study and other studies that words affect water, and they affect plants and probably and animals as well, I'm sure. Shouting at a little baby, they're going to cry because the water molecules turn into like mud and distorted. They looked at it under a microscope. Water treated well. I love you, water. You're beautiful, water. Writing nice words on the cup before they tested it. And then shouting at water, you asshole, whatever. And they looked at the molecules, and they're different. They're distorted. So when you're shouted at, mentally you're not too happy, and physically you're not too happy. So words matter. But I realized 4 is too many as far as commitments go. But the 4th commitment is the 2nd commitment. Be kind to others. Because so saying kind words to others, you don't say kind words to your coffee going, coffee, you're really fantastic this morning. Oh, I love you, coffee. Some people do. But we say kind words to people and animals. So I made it 3 commitments, made it real simple. I've got ambassadors all over the world, children ambassadors that can recite it like that when I run into them again. So, and then along with Leonardo's quote, I write, find something that makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning and you'll be happy. That's the secret to life. When you jump out of bed in the morning, you're looking forward to your day. Looking forward to your day is fantastic. You know what I'm going to do here? Just for shits and giggles. Because when you do something that you love, you do it well because it makes you happy. And when you do something well, someone's going to pay you for it. Let's see if Edwin answers the phone. He's got a thing called Junction Farm. He's a farmer. He's a good guy. Edwin!
Yeah, no.
Why didn't you call me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Why didn't you call me? I said call me.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'll call.
Right away?
No, I'm calling you now. You don't have to call me. But when someone says call me, that usually means call them, right?
Yeah, I understand.
You understand? Anyway, we're live on Facebook right now.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for the doctor?
No, it is raining here. I can join the platform on the Facebook.
Raining in Ghana.
Yes, it's raining here.
Yeah, this is rainy season here in Antigua as well. So when it rains, does it flood all your streets?
Yes.
It floods. It rains really hard.
Not that hard, but it's okay. Yeah.
It's okay. Well, I always tell people, don't stress rain, don't stress the weather, don't stress money, don't stress people, don't stress traffic, don't stress life. Because if you stress, it's the stress you're putting on yourself. Because stress is very, very dangerous, very unhealthy. So to think positive that the rain's going to stop, the sun's going to come out, to think positive that everything's going to work out, the money will come in, the wife will be happy, the kids will be healthy. Think positive is my message today. So anyway, go back and look at Facebook and tell me how it looks. Go on Facebook. Be fantastic.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Same to you.
Okay, now I know I have at least one watcher now. Like I said, his interview is coming up this Monday, tomorrow, is Johann. And Johann is ambassador 8488. I remember that number. I remember people by their numbers now. And I always have their first name, not their last names. But 8488 are 2 of my favorite numbers. I was born on the 8th, and I like the number 4. And so Johann has an ambitious plan to save the environment, by teaching the youth of the world. And and getting them together to do change. Because you see, the change is going to come from within us. We caused the problem by buying too much and using too much and littering and polluting. We caused the problem. So we are the solution by taking accountability for our actions, by not littering and by buying and using less. And, I'm an eco artist. I hate to throw things away. I always find, this is a toothpick holder that's just about empty. Two toothpicks just fell out. And I look at it and I say, I could throw it away, but God, there's got to be some kind of use for it. And the use I can think of right now is sometimes I have some melted butter and I don't want to throw it away. So this would be perfect. Pour the melted butter in there, and I've got a little container to hold my little melted butter. I hate to throw things away. I've got, I don't know if you saw it or not, but I've got this art piece I just did, which is 42 avocado shells. It's behind me now. I'll spin it around. Okay, there it is. Is anybody watching? No, probably not. What, 11 people? No way. No way. 11 people? That's a huge crowd. I'm so happy. So my question was, when I posted that in WhatsApp, would you rather see 42 avocado pits and 4 shells in a landfall, in a dump, or as a piece of art and work? Yeah, it took a little time. I got lots of time. I have all the time in the world. I'm retired. And I'm on a mission to bring happiness to people. And, here's what I was thinking also last night is I give free advice. People don't respect free. So from now on, if you want some advice, it's $100 an hour. And maybe you'll respect it more. And to prove that point is I had a charity in America. It was called Supporting Our Servicemen. And it was dedicated to helping and thanking our service members. And there's a whole story behind it, but I was hired as a consultant to a company that does tracks the sun for energy and what have you. And I was at Quantico, Virginia, and surrounded by military, first time in my life. And I realized, as many people do when they see a lot of military, the respect that they're giving their lives, they're protecting your country, whatever country you're from. And I figured, and I knew that they got treated badly. Vietnam War, people spit on them like it was their fault they went to war. They went to protect some kind of interest, usually, well, it turns out it was monetary interest. But sometimes you're going there to protect your country. But to come home and have people spit at you and hate you because you were a soldier at the Vietnam War and other wars is disgusting and horrible. Anyway, so I'm at this convention and showing off I'm a pretty good salesman, consultant salesman, and I came up with Supporting Our Servicemen, and I made it into a charity, national charity, and I did some amazing things. And I was actually a star of a show called Heroes and Hometowns, or Hometowns and Heroes, where they did a piece on me and my charity in the marina, shot it on my boat, and in the city. It was pretty cool. But the point being was it was free. And then I wasn't getting a whole lot of response. So then I charged, I think it was $25 to be a member. And I got more people in it than I had with for free. And I think I even increased it from there. But I didn't, one of my sayings in life is that if it doesn't fly, it dies. So I have a project, someone wants me to raise money for them. I can go to 3 or 4 people, raise the money for them. If they don't like it, I kill it. Because I'm not going to kill myself to do what I'm doing for people. And after a couple of years, I wasn't getting a whole lot of support, and I came up with something better. It's called the Foundation for World Harmony, which I'm doing now, 5 years into it, and I'm having so much fun helping people. And so now I'm helping the world, not just servicemen. And I've still got people calling me who are into service-oriented charities, for the servicemen. I think they should call them service people now, because service, it's all gender related now. You can't say service men, service women, service people. At any rate, that was some great experiences. I helped a lot of people. It was fun. And so now on to bigger and better things, saving the planet. I'm trying to save your planet. And by you being an ambassador, those that are watching right now, thank you. And don't think I forgot you, because I did forget you. I mean, I have over 9,600 people, and I run into people. And a lot of times they happen in Egypt, because I was there for a few years, and they say, "Do you remember me?" Of course, I hate to say no because it makes people feel bad. So I said, "Muhammad, right?" It's like, because 8 out of 10 times I was right, because they're all Muhammad. Then I started calling people by their name. "Hello, ambassador number 6262, because I remember people by their numbers. Edwin, hey Edwin, you watching, buddy? Please send me the link. Oh my God. Sometimes you wonder about this. Be fantastic. YouTube. Come on, little link. And then what really, speaking of people, I'm really big in Africa, 34 countries. But a lot of times the real poor people get introduced to from other people, because you give me the thumbs up. I haven't personally talked to everyone. Well, no, a lot of people recommend to be an ambassador. Most of the people I've met personally, but the ones that recommend is great. But the real poor ones sometimes will say, "What's in it for me?" They literally will say, "What's in it for me?" To be kind. And so I wrote blogs on it. I've made videos on it. And here's what it is to be kind and to be part of the Be Fantastic movement and the kindness revolution. When you follow my advice to the T, and you start thinking positive and start loving yourself, others, and the planet, because of the smile, and because of the word fantastic, and it's a prescription for a happier and longer life. You will look better because you're going to smile when you say, "Have a fantastic day." You're going to feel better because when you smile, it releases endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin, which make you feel fantastic. You're going to live longer because every time you smile, you live 5 minutes longer. And when you laugh, a lot of people will laugh when you say, "I am fantastic," and they laugh. That's a gift of kindness, because they're going to live an hour longer. And when you laugh, you live an hour longer. And so watch my podcast. I think you'll laugh a lot. So you'll look better, feel better, live longer, be more successful in business and in personal relationships. People want to be around positive people. By taking my advice, you're going to be more positive about things. You're going to look at the positive in everything, not the negative. It's raining. Okay, that means I can stay in the house and work on my arts and crafts, or write, or watch TV, or be with the family. Don't let circumstances out of your control affect you. Traffic. Remember I said don't stress people, money, traffic, weather, all those things. People are in traffic, they're screaming, they're so pissed. Well, come on, you live in a big city, what do you expect? Well, you didn't leave with time enough to be relaxed. When you're late to something, you're frustrated. You're sweating, you're upset, you can get in an accident, bad things are going to happen because you didn't leave in time. Leave with plenty of time. From 12 years old, one of my first jobs was working at a farm day camp, and I had to ride a bike about 3 miles, I think it was. And I always left with enough time to get a flat tire and have to have time to fix it or get lost, which I do quite often. Everyone gets lost. So I can get lost and get a flat, whether it's a car or a bike, and still arrive on time. Because when you're on time, especially for work, now this is work advice, everyone, show up early and leave late. That's a great prescription for success. If you're an employer and all your employees are showing up early and leaving late, you're loving it. Conversely, if they're all showing up late, that's costing you money and aggravation, and they're frustrated because there's an old saying: if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late, and if you're late, you should be fired. Set examples, employers. Fire people who are late. There's no excuse. Oh, well, my ride wasn't there on time. Well, that's relying on other people, but typically you're not going to be late for your wedding. No one's late for their birthday party. You're just not late to things you want to be at. Now, if you hate your job, well, that's a good reason to be late, and of course, a good reason to get fired. You want to love what you're doing. You want to be happy in life. And being happy is again, the topic for my new podcast, The Complete Guide to Happiness. And every one of my ambassadors so far have had good advice. Says, I love talking to doctors. So far, mostly doctors are calling in and or being part of the show. And they went to school. School. Every day you're in school. Every day you should learn something. You've got a phone, right? Edwin, if you're still watching, put another thumbs up. So I know I have at least one person watching. If you're not asking your phone 20 things a day, you're not learning. Be curious. I'm curious about everything. I don't know if it's just me, but I've been around the world and sometimes I stop and think, oh, right now I can see that falafel guy all day long. That's what he does. Grabs the falafel, puts it in the oil. It's like a machine all day long for his life. So many people around the world I've seen do their tasks in life. I know right now they're doing it. Right now, the boys and girls are doing the can-can at the Moulin Rouge in Paris. Thousands of people pay hundreds of dollars to watch that show in Paris. There's right now on Sunday, there's football games going around the world and soccer games and events and tennis tournaments and people having fun, yacht parties. And I always try to, maybe I have too much time to think, but I'm always wondering what all my old friends are and what my ambassadors are doing around the world. But I'm just curious. I love to know what's going on in the world. I'm an expert in many things now. I'm a ufologist. I've watched thousands of hours on UFOs, documentaries, movies, met scientists, by the way, and astronauts. I met, what was his name? One of the guys who landed on the moon. See, my memory. What's his ambassador number? What is it? I was going to say. Oh yeah, I have a great guest coming up next week. I'm interviewing him, but he probably won't air for a month. But his name's Ken Baxter, and he's an astronaut number 666. He's a private citizen, but was the first man to buy a ticket to outer space. It was over 10 years ago, and he went last September into space. Cost him $250,000 to buy that ticket. Had to wait 10 years to go. Of course, the years before he had to go into training, or the months before anyway, because you got to be in shape. They don't want anybody having a heart attack. Bad publicity. But I look forward to talking to Ken. He called yesterday and said he's having a hip operation, so that happened. And then, of course, John Paul DeGioia, the billionaire, humanitarian, philanthropist, wonderful human being, was supposed to be my first guest on the podcast, but he got sick. And he has a charity called Peace, Love, and Happiness. And he's been a big supporter of my goal, my mission. Great guy. I used to be his captain on his yacht, and he used to buy my caviar because I had a caviar business, I think I still do. And it's the best caviar in America or in the world. It's from Iran, and it's fantastic. I love this story. Let me tell you the story about selling caviar to JP. So he lives in Malibu, huge mansion. Oh, he throws the best Christmas party. 4,000 of his closest friends on his mountaintop villa in Malibu. And he would drive from Malibu to Century City, and each day to go to work. I don't know why anyone rich would ever drive, because too many people are getting killed by drunks. And when you're in the back of a stretch limo, you're pretty safe. There's not too many accidents that happen when you're in a stretch limo. And I love taking stretch limos. And you don't have to park. You don't have to worry about traffic. You can be out there drinking or working or whatever, watching TV on the TV. But I always recommend to rich people, don't drive anymore. It's going to be a sad ending. And there's many celebrities, many rich people that died in car accidents. It's horrible. So anyway, halfway to Century City is Lincoln Boulevard, and there's an off-ramp there in Santa Monica. And we would arrange to meet there where I would give him the goods, the caviar. And he'd pull up in his beautiful car, and I'd pull up in, which I had a pretty beautiful car. a nice car as well. And he'd open up his trunk. We both get out of our cars. He'd open his trunk, and I carried my caviar in the little bag. And I'd open it up and show it to him, and then we both, it's like a Coke spoon. We both take a little shot of caviar to taste it, and you go, oh, it's like heaven. And I close it back up, give it to him, he put it in his thing, and he'd give me the cash, and put my cash in my pocket. And it felt like a drug deal. Because you see in the movies, that's how they do a drug deal. In the back, they're looking around, they're in the back of the trunk. But it wasn't drugs, it was, caviar can be a drug, it's fantastic. Caviar and champagne, oh my God. And of course, being a caviar salesman, I would always buy some for myself and eat a little every night. Me and my wife would just take a little spoonful or two every night just to savor that delicious taste. Eating is fantastic and it makes me happy. I've been eating a lot lately and I'm a great chef and I have cooking episodes on this channel, hundreds of them, I think, at least 100, of my favorite recipes. And I mean, I've been cooking dynamite Mexican food and Italian food lately. And when I eat it, I'm by myself typically most of the time. It's like, God damn, this is delicious. And it's showing. I gained, it's my birthday in June. I think I gained maybe 10 pounds at least. That, I still don't feel too bad because I see people that are half my age and twice my size. So when I see that, I'm feeling, okay, I'm not too bad a shape. I did climb Fuego, which is a volcano here in Antigua. It's a 6-hour grueling hike, but it's an experience of a lifetime, and people come from all over the world here in Antigua to do that. There's hundreds of restaurants. It's a little village from the 1500s, lots of cathedrals, lots of churches. It's very religious during Santa Semana, which is Holy Week. It's parades like you can't believe. And I see these parades. Most parades are happy. The Christmas parade and the 4th of July parades and what have you. And I didn't get it right away, but these parades, sometimes there's 100 people carrying a float. They carry the floats around the city. And huge crowds and lots of music, but it's very solemn. And I'm going, this is a parade. Why aren't they smiling? Nobody's smiling. Well, I finally realized it's because Jesus died. At any rate, I'm not a really religious guy, as you might have picked up. Amazing city, most popular, most visited city in all Central America. Weather is fantastic, even when it's raining. The people are fantastic. The food is fantastic. Got a beautiful little condo here. It's a 15-minute walk to the market, which is my exercise. That's how I get my exercise. I walk to the market to buy the food and walk back. So I get at least a half-hour exercise every day. So I'll probably be leaving here eventually because I got the whole world to see. But everyone comes here now. So I've got, I meet people from all over the world here and I ask them to follow the 3 commitments and they say yes and they become an ambassador. First name is all I need from people. You don't need to have a phone. You don't need to give me your contact information. Just agree to the 3 commitments. Give me your first name, your birth city, what you do in life. And I put you on worldkindnesslist.com. One day we're going to have maybe 900,000, maybe millions, who knows, of people who have voiced their opinion, put their first name down to support kindness. 2 words save the planet. Be kind, saves the planet. I am saves your soul. You should look in the mirror every day and say, I am fantastic. Every day say that. Because it'll manifest itself to that. If every day you look in the mirror and say, I'm a loser. That's not healthy, people. Believe in yourself. You don't have to have a lot of money. I was so poor at times in my life, and women still loved me. I still had the most beautiful girlfriends. And I remember Alexandria. She looked like Farrah Fawcett, gorgeous girlfriend. We lived together in Long Beach, California, and she would have these billionaires throw their money and say, "Please come with me. I'll give you the world." And I'm thinking, go girl, are you kidding? What a great ticket that is. Go be happy. But she was happy with me, and what can you tell? What can you do? Actually, women, I always say, should marry for money the first time and love the second time. But they got to ask backwards. They always marry for love the first time. Doesn't always work out, and then they will marry for money. Life is backwards. I call it the insanity of humanity. There's so many insane things we do in life. Polluting our planet is one of them. Going to war is another one of them. We do some insane stuff. So I did a comedy routine. If you want to hear it, I did post it to a few people. It's audio, and it's not for children. I also did a routine. We'll talk about that now. They have a stand-up. They have an open mic here in Antigua, and I'll go and experiment with comedy. Comedy is the best. Laughter is the best medicine, and that's why I realized in my speeches that just talking kindness ain't gonna cut it. I gotta tease humanity a bit, throw some humor in there, throw some stories in there to make it interesting. So I'm tricking everyone to be kind through my comedy. You gotta keep it simple, stupid, the KISS method, KISS. That's why there's only 3 commitments to kindness. 10 commandments, they're all good commandments, but I don't know anybody that can recite them like that. They get to about 6 or 8 or 7, and they start really thinking, what is that 7th one? What is that 8th one? Damn it, it's on the tip of my tongue. If you can't remember the commandments, what good are they? You can remember the 3 commitments. Be kind to yourself, others, and Mother Earth. It's so easy, and it solves all mankind's problems. Literally, all the problems in the world are solved by 3 commitments. And now I've got the kindness pledge, and hopefully you've heard it. And if you're a newbie, I've got some great videos explaining the whole Be Fantastic philosophy, which is now a mission, of course, and a nonprofit, the Foundation for World Harmony. But here's how the pledge goes, and I want you to repeat after me. The 2 people that are listening, or however many, doesn't matter, because this is obviously will be replayed in future years. Okay, here's the pledge, and say it with passion every day. Get your children to say it. Get the schools to say it. Get Congress to say it. I mean, it's infectious and it's powerful. Here's how it goes. Repeat after me. I pledge to be kind to and love myself. I pledge to be kind to and strive to love all others. I pledge to be kind to, love, and respect our Mother Earth. We are all fantastic. You are fantastic. I am fantastic. That's it. And it's just encouraging people to be fantastic. Be kind. That's the message. Nobody has time though. Nobody has time to be kind. Well, not nobody. I shouldn't say nobody. But people like Adwing, Moses is great. I'm going to be interviewing him next week, I think. He introduced 181 orphans in Ghana to the Be Fantastic philosophy. He gave me their first name, their city, and I listed them all. 181 orphans. All girls too, I believe. I think it's all girls in the orphanage. Again, I want people to say, how can I help? Not what's in it for me. Because if the kindness revolution is going to be a success, it needs you to introduce the Be Fantastic philosophy to one person. That 9,600 doubles to 18,000, 19,000. Then it doubles to 38,000, 19, yeah. And then 76. By introducing to one person. But people are too busy chasing money. They don't have time to introduce it to one person. One of my ambassadors was at a convention in Las Vegas a couple days ago. Sat next to Mark Wahlberg. Celebrities have a great voice and a lot of followers. What they say, people listen to. So this guy just said nothing to Mark Wahlberg. And here's an advice for you as an ambassador. If you're one of our ambassadors, you've got a number, and it's a special number. It's you, which I'm talking about in a second here. And he should have said, Mark, hi, I'm Sunil. I'm an ambassador of kindness in the Be Fantastic philosophy. Have you heard about it? It's a great icebreaker. Well, the leader or the founder is a guy named Dr. Fantastic. He's American, and he's got a mission to try to make the world a kinder place. He's traveling the world, blah, blah, blah. Like the intro. I don't know how many people wouldn't be interested in knowing more with that kind of introduction, but he said nothing. He could have said, hi, I'm Sunil from India. That would have been it. But by saying he's part of a global community in 142 countries, might have sparked an interest in Mark. Might have. But if you don't ask, nobody can answer. So he said, Mark, you should be an ambassador of kindness. It's free. You just have to be kind to yourself, others, and the planet. And he says, I am. Well, okay, well, let's put your name down. What city were you born? Mark from Attenborough or whatever the hell it is. Ambassador number 6,911, which will be today's number. So at any rate, so that's a great icebreaker, is to be an ambassador and tell someone else what an incredible organization it is, because it's not about money, it's not about politics, it's not about religion, it's about kindness. And kindness can cure the world's ills. Okay, so use the fact that you're an ambassador to your advantage. You might, in a sales meeting, you're pitching a project or a product or a service. And the fact that you can tell them, I'm part of this wonderful community. You may not know about it. It's called Be Fantastic International. And we're spreading kindness around the world by following 3 commitments. What person wouldn't, in their right mind, wouldn't say, oh, that's pretty cool. It's just an icebreaker. It could be but nobody has time. And it is what it is. If I have to introduce everyone, myself, it's going to take a couple thousand years. But, and if I interview one person, I did the math the other day, I'm interviewing one ambassador, or airing them once a week, one ambassador. And at that rate, it's going to take me 182 years to interview all my ambassadors. And all my ambassadors have really fantastic stories. You do, if you're listening and you're an ambassador. And a lot of them have wonderful humanitarian initiatives, which are listed on the foundationforworldharmony.org. I want to support all my ambassadors' initiatives, their charities, their NGOs, their passions, because it's all about helping each other. You've helped me by becoming an ambassador. I want to help you by exposing your passion. And that's called win-win. Everybody wins. I just come to a thought, and it just escaped me now. This is another funny story. Anyway, it's Sunday morning. I wanted to go live and see how well that worked. How many people called me. If you're listening, text me a thumbs up that you're actually listening to 502-5531-8892. Show me that you're actually there. Because again, I don't have someone behind the camera saying, we've got 5 people. If you can help one person in a day or in a life, you've helped the world. One person. And I know I've helped lots more than one person. And it's rewarding. It makes you happy to help people, because it's better to give than to get. I twisted. That's my saying, by the way, because most people say it's better to give than to receive. But that's the same, but doesn't it sound better when you say it's better to give than to get? So quote me on that one. I got lots of quotes. Hopefully you're part of one of our groups around the world. We've got Russia is fantastic. We got Japan is fantastic. We got Antigua is fantastic. And I asked the admin, because usually there's one admin per group, and I put them in a group called Admin Are Fantastic, to transfer a daily quote, because I can't do it to all the hundreds of groups, to their group. It's 5 seconds, less. You look at the quote, oh, that's pretty good. And you just hit forward, boom, and it's in your group. Is that too much to ask? I mean, really. I'm dedicating my life every day, every moment, everything I do, whether it's representing $11 billion worth of gems and art to the world, which the money goes to charity, of course, or whatever I do has to promote this philosophy, this mission of mine, this kindness revolution. And I hope you're helping Just by watching, you're helping. Like and share this. That helps. A couple likes, it's kind of cool. Hit like, hit share. I think I gave some advice today, this morning. I could talk for the next 8 hours if you wanted me to. But it's nice to know I'm not just talking to an inanimate object, but it is. And I've been doing this for 5 years. I've got over 2,000 videos on this channel. Actually, I have less now. I had 2,100, but some of them were copyrighted because there's music playing in the background. So whenever you have music playing in the background, rules. I hate rules. I don't like rules. Never liked rules. It's probably why I didn't go in the service. They tell you what to do. I don't take kindly to being told what to do. The last time someone told me what to do was the U.S. government. They said, sequester in your home under quarantine, put on a mask, and wash your hands 20 times a day. I said, F you. And that's when I left America, or left Los Angeles, at least first, and traveled across country. Had the most amazing times. I mean, those videos are going to be cherished. When I'm old and gray, am I old and gray now? Those will be memories I can look back on because my memory is shit. I suffer from CRS, as most of you know. And then in Egypt, it got upgraded to CRAFT, which is even worse than CRS. So it's a memory problem. And if those of you don't know, CRS is can't remember shit, and CRAFT is can't remember a fucking thing. And I suffer from those two diseases. I also suffer from ADD, ADHD, DDT, LSD, and you name it. Anyway, the D, vitamin D, is a good thing to have. So I'm rambling a little bit. I hope you enjoyed this live presentation. I can't believe how many calls I got. My goodness, so many callers. What does the show say? How many days will it take you to make this account today? Here you go. Multitasking is called. Okay, everyone, have a fantastic day. Make it your day. Be kind to others. Do a random act of kindness. Thank you for watching. Please hit comment. And let's make it happen, okay? The kindness revolution. Let's make history. You can make a difference. You can introduce me to someone that will help influencers, celebrities, wealthy people, government. These are all people that can help expose the secret that we have, that these ambassadors have. So anyway, thanks for watching, and have a fantastic day. Let's see. 4 people. Thanks for watching, everybody. Oh, there are some comments there. Look at that. Seeing that interview. I'm looking forward to seeing that interview. Okay. Bye-bye, everyone. How do you stop this thing? This is my green screen, by the way, for the show. It's kind of cool. Oh, I know what I'm doing. You're live, okay. X marks the spot. Are you sure you want to stop recording? Okay.